how hard our players are working. To do 4 practices in 1 week is really hard. To come out here and scrimmage for 2.5 hours is really hard. And they're doing it, and they're doing it like and enjoying it, finishing at the end with a competitive, goal line period, and all the way through a water balloon fight. I mean, just like seeing them just compete and enjoy being. Those are the things I like. We have a bunch of guys probably on offense that are out from the spring, or a couple of guys that we've now got 10 practices in with Bird and Mims to shut them down so that they're healthy going into the fall. That probably we're probably not a full strength offensively. So if you watch this, you will probably see about 40% of what you'd see in the fall. But I just like watching the young kids go out there and play. I like watching them run around and make mistakes and develop. So it's a fun time to be involved.
The water balloon flags, that just kind of loosen things up a little bit for hard practices.
So we've done that a couple times before in the past. But I gave the coaches like yesterday afternoon off, and I went to my daughter's tennis lesson. And I showed up, and then Coach Sarabo showed up to watch his daughter, and then Coach Frizz showed up to watch his. So 3 of us are watching the tennis lesson. And you know what? Anytime you see a youth coach, youth sports, it always reminds me that's the patience and the way they make things fun. And they're such great coaches. And so at the end, like, the kids went running because they got ice cream. And I said, you know what? Let's end our practice tomorrow. We went 4 practices a week with water balloon flight. Let them hit the coaches a little bit. Go have some ice cream, because our guys are really working hard, and I'm proud of them for that.
Get hit by water balloon?
I did. I pulled everyone up. My own son walked up and hit me. So never go against the family. But yeah, some guys. I told him Coach Snow and Coach DeLeon were off limits, but I don't know if that followed.
So Denzel and Jalen, you hold them out of the spring game?
Yeah, they're done for the spring. Yeah, they like some hamstring stuff that if it was a game, Jalen Hurd would have played today, but we'll shut him down. He's got 500 touches in his career. He did 10 good practices, and so we'll get him moving forward. It's given a lot of great reps to Taekwon and RJ and all the other guys.
I meant to ask Joey about Tyler Henderson, redshirted last year. What have you seen from him?
Well, he's athletic, he's smart. He's having to go out there with the ones, and so he's getting a lot of pressure being put on him, and Tyler has toughness, and so it's just there's tight end position can sometimes be one of the hardest positions, because you have to be a master of blocking, you have to be a master of route running and catching the football, and so those guys, there's a lot of things that are coming at them fast, but I'm pleased with them. I think they're working really hard, Tyler, and I'd say Jamie Jacobs as well, and Christoph, as a true freshman, that whole group, they're giving us a ton of good reps, but like Tyler, I think the redshirting year really helped his body, and I think he's a chance to be a guy that can be really a multiple position threat for us.
Last year, O-line's still progressing.
Yeah, the biggest thing with the O-line is they've all stayed healthy, which is great, because we're coaching them really hard and a lot of physical work, but I'm pleased with the young offensive linemen. The challenge when you're a young player is to not be a 9-to-5 football player. And Coach DeLeon says it all the time. He says it, learned that from him. Don't be a guy that just shows up, especially on the offensive line. Don't be a guy that just shows up to practices, and then you have to study extra. You have to take care of your body. So the young linemen are getting that, and they're going against a really good defensive line. I think the defensive line is going to develop into one of our strengths. So you have to go out there and block Ira or Bravion. That's a tall test, and so a tall task. So. Please.
Last year, your motto, every stone, no stone unturned. Is that something that you still instill in your coaching? Is it still, or is it just something that you've always had as a coach?
Well, I think the thing that we try to tell our guys is that everything counts. We want them to just try to go be a lead at everything that they do. So, whether that's the way you get the podiums, to how you say hi to people on campus, to class, to football, and certainly not perfect. But just trying to get them to be really competitive in everything that they do, and always trying to be their best. And so I like where we are. I had a family come in this week and watch our practice, and just the guy was like, I wasn't sure what I would see, and said just how disciplined our players are, not our coaches, but how disciplined our players are. And so that's as they get that, the discipline off the field carries over to the discipline on the field. So we're just going to push them to try to be great at everything they do, and hope that results in a lot of wins.
Now, what do you see from Kuku as an on-field coach? Obviously, he's been around a long time. What do you see him doing?
Kuku got the position because of his strength as a recruiter, and he brings a tremendous amount of energy on the field. He's helping those young safeties. They're getting coached by Phil, and the young guys in the secondary run with the football, and so he just brings a tremendous amount of energy to the practice field, and he can push those guys, but he has such a strong relationship with them. And if you take Phil's expertise and Coop's youth and energy, and now he's like what Fran was a couple years ago. But Fran's now an experienced coach, and Kuku be a really, really, really good football coach. For here for many years.
Coach, how do you like having official visits?
I haven't done. We're not really planning to do many spring official visits. If there's someone that I really believe, needs to make a decision early, then we'll do it. Just for me, maybe I'm a traditionalist. I want kids to come here while school's in session. They could have come this weekend, obviously, but I don't want to cheat our team right now by doing official visits when I'm supposed to be coaching. Like I'm gonna go watch a tape for 4 hours or 3 hours, whatever it takes. And, I want to concentrate on our team now. If we have to do 1 or 2 in June, we will. But I really want, when people come here, I want them to come for all the right reasons. And so I want them to see campus. I want them to see our students. And so, if I was further away, maybe I would do it. But because of where we are, located right here in Central Texas, everyone we recruit basically from Texas. They come unofficially. We have 30 or so. I see a lot of people doing it, and we might start doing it. But as of right now, that's not really been my
Coach, you've been
very glowing in their praise of Kendrick. He was one of the first guys to just buy in, works hard. What have you seen from him?
Well, Kendrick has and continues to practice himself into a really good player. When you make a position change, everything's new, everything's different. It might feel sort of the same, but it's not. And Kendrick, he just practices at a high level, runs the football. And the biggest thing is, as he's matured into the confident man that he is now, you can coach him really hard. You can tell him everything he's doing wrong. Because the way to get good is to eliminate defects, right? To be told everything you're doing wrong, but you have the confidence, or else you lose. You start saying everything I do is wrong. Kendrick is so confident, he's so mature that we can coach him really hard, and all those things just keep making him better and better and better by eliminating, small, mistakes. And I like where he is. I like his preparation. I like his leadership. I like the way he's mentoring those 2 young safeties, and I think he's playing himself into a really good football.
Can that almost apply to
the 6 kids that came early. Casey's been injured, but the other 5, the heads might be spinning sometimes. Gary's head's spinning a little bit at times because we're putting so much on him and giving him so many reps. Taekwon is just, he's a pit bull. He loves to play. He loves to block, loves to catch. And, kids on defense. Christoph, like I said, he's doing a nice job at tight end. And the kids on defense. Christian Morgan and JT Woods. Really pleased with them. So, they're getting a lot of reps. So those freshmen are all doing well. And when the other freshmen show up, whatever it is, May 28th and 29th, they'll be vets. They'll be able to show up when we tell them the ways of our process. Yeah, please.
Can that almost apply the confidence aspect to the entire team? After having a year under their belt, it seems like they're just more comfortable with the staff and able to be coached.
Yeah, so, it's so much easier the second year, and really for 2 reasons. Number one, you know what to expect. And number 2, the older players can coach the younger players, right? Even today I looked at Platt a couple times and said, hey, when I'll probably get on someone a little bit too much on offense, make sure you put your arm around them. So, the older guys kind of know what to expect. They know that as I coach, I can be like here to here and just trying to throw, what we want to do is we want to challenge players in practice. We don't want to ever be the same. We want them to, we want them to feel all these different emotions so they can learn just to focus and control the things that they're supposed to control. And so after you go through a year of it, you're so much more prepared for it. And again, the older players. And I think our senior class is doing a great job. Just an absolutely great job. Guys like Greg Roberts and Xavier Jones out here went live today, coming off the broken leg from the season, for him to go out here and practice live. Those guys are showing really a lot of leadership.
Matt, is Blake kind of what you thought he would be? I think maybe you've always saw him as a safety, but is he where he needs to be now?
He's progressing. I think he rolled his ankle a little bit today, but he's progressing. He's getting better and better and better. I think the biggest thing about Blake is, as I've said, is he's just so smart. Football makes sense to him, and he loves it. I pulled him this morning at 7:20, and he was already in here. He's learning how to be a pro. So I expect him to be a really good pro.
He'll do the majority of your special teams in the fall.
Yeah.
Last year, but is Rhule coming along okay?
Yeah. He's you'll probably have him maybe even punt a little bit in the spring game.
Okay.
So he's cleared to punt. We're not maybe booming it. We're certainly not rushing him. He's holding on the field goal attempts for us right now. So Rhule, he looks like he's coming along really well.
Isaac coming in, obviously, so you also good competition.
Yeah, and just I think the one thing I've learned over the years is anytime you have a specialist, if you can redshirt them for a year behind someone and they can see the highs and lows of being, that's a high pressure position. And if I can, if I don't have to get thrown out there as a freshman, if I can just kind of watch at a maximum, even if I just kick off, that really helps. that will never change. But I have a lot of confidence in Rhule, and so we'll see if he can do both. If he can punt and kick. But if we can have him, before he got hurt, he was really changing the game for us a lot. Those were the untold stories of the Oklahoma game. We were able to kind of hang tight a little bit because he was pinning them and flipping the field. And so, you get some of those other games, we're kind of always on our side. So a great punt game, a great kickoff game with the new rule passing on the kickoffs. I have to process that, but the punting, if the officials were here today from the beach, I was asking them a ton of questions about that new rule. It's going to be really unique, but the punting game still, it would be nice to have him as a weapon.
Last year at the spring game, you had linemen fielding punts. You did some trickery there. Would you have any other plans, maybe different things for the spring game this year?
I thought of that at the spring game. I just was kind of like, hey, get out here and catch these punts. So we'll probably do something. My hope with that whole thing, and I think it's great we're doing a whole green and gold weekend, is eventually to get that to be on everyone's calendar where it's, hey, let's get back to Waco on this weekend and see our friends and family. I know, as a Penn Stater, all my friends, they all go back for the blue-white weekend every year, and so we'd eventually like it to get to that point. So we'll see I don't know how long we can practice, because of bodies and stuff, but we'll try to make some things fun and be a little bit lighthearted. I can't stand spring games, because I walked out of the field, he said, Taylor said, you don't look like you're happy. It's like, well, if it's first and goal at the 1 yard line, if we score, I'm mad at the defense, and if we don't score, I'm mad at the offense. So, it's kind of hard when you play each other to be happy or not. So, but I'm always excited for our fans to see our players, and I'm certainly always excited for all of our guys on our team to have a chance to go out and play in front of their families and play in front of their friends and their students and the other teachers on campus and people on campus and show them what they can do.
Coach, you've been through the changing of the signing days this year, and you've done that once. What have you learned, and do you like it or not?
No, I love the early signing period. I think it just removes a lot of the hyperbole from recruiting. At the end of the day, like, I can say I'm committed to you, you can say you're committed to me. Like, when I hand you a paper, I'm committed to you, and when you sign it, you're committed to me. And so I think the power really is in the recruit's hands. That's where it belongs, right? So they can sign it or they don't. So I just love when we bring like honesty and directness to recruiting, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to show young people how to do things right, or show young people maturity and straightforwardness. So when I hand you a piece of paper, that's pretty straightforward. You sign it and you're a Baylor Bear. So I liked it. I really appreciate them making that move, and hopefully we can continue it. They've talked about even moving it even earlier. I don't know what my thoughts on that, but what we had last year I really liked.
Y'all split up teams, or is there, with the injuries and stuff?
We'll probably split the teams up and go green and gold. We just won't. I just don't ever like to really divide the teams up. I mean, I'd like to have we'll probably go one offense on one side. We'll see. Those spring games we did last year, like where you get a point, if you get a first down, that's really hard to figure out. So I'll probably just make it a game.